What if the strange creatures glimpsed in our forests, oceans and skies aren't lost or undiscovered species, but evidence of another realm bleeding into ours? What if many of the mysteries of our world are not only explainable, but deeply connected? In previous videos, we've looked at legends of dragons and how they may overlap with dinosaurs, as well as how legends of sea monsters could contain more than mere myth. We've also looked at how UFOs and encounters overlap with spiritual encounters and a spiritual or interdimensional hypothesis. But what if these mysteries, as well as such famous cryptids like Bigfoot and the Yeti, are all connected? In this episode, we'll explore this as a fallen angel hypothesis. Cryptids are presumed physical creatures that have not been identified taxonomically because we don't have sufficient hard evidence to catalog their existence. And yet, regional and local lore and legend converge with reported sightings to make their outright dismissal challenging. The evidence for one category of cryptids, bipedal hominids like Bigfoot or Sasquatch, as well as the Yeti or abominable snowman and their cousins, Alma, Yowie, and Menk, is compelling. The Patterson-Gimlin film of Bigfoot in Northern California is widely considered to be the single best piece of evidence for the Sasquatch of the Pacific Northwest, but this cryptid has been seen, heard, and tracked from the vast forests of Canada to the swamps of Louisiana and everywhere in between. Yetis have been seen by various Himalayan expeditions, while others have found supposed tracks. The Sherpas who live there think there are 3 different subtypes of Yeti. There are thousands of claimed sightings of the Yowie in Australia, and not limited to one specific area, as they've been seen in every part of the country. But these sightings are recent, as well as extending back to Aboriginal oral history, referenced by Aboriginal tribes as a creature of the outback. But a common thread in the research of these cryptids is how they can be seen and even tracked, but then seem to evaporate from our reality. This mirrors many other myths and legends where the body of evidence for sightings and individual experiences of them is completely out of alignment with any remaining physical evidence for them. It's as if they are here and then disappear. In one first-hand account from law enforcement, a former Navajo ranger tells of a Bigfoot they tracked in the American Southwest. As expert trackers, they followed this creature for many miles and then it vanished without a trace. Other sightings of Bigfoot include it disappearing right before the eyes of the eyewitnesses. In one sighting in British Columbia, the witness shot at the Sasquatch and heard it scream, but then it was gone. In another instance in Ohio, the witnesses watched the hairy cryptid change shape and then it was there no more. Many sightings, but no bodies, no bones. If these beings can appear and disappear at will, maybe what we're seeing requires an explanation beyond the biological, perhaps something spiritual breaking through into the physical. In our Angels and Aliens video, we looked at the biblical evidence of how angels and fallen angels can take on physical form. They can certainly appear as humans, and Satan is reported in Genesis 3 appearing as a serpent and later described as a great dragon. What if these fallen angels appear not just in these forms, but in many others? Could this also explain the appearance of other strange creatures seen across the world? From Bigfoot to Nessie, and werewolves to dragons, presenting themselves as something else to conceal, to camouflage, and to confuse humanity. This hypothesis doesn't pit the physical against the spiritual. It suggests entities that can move between both, with the ability to appear within our physical reality. As wild as this may sound, let's take it even a step farther. What if humans, appealing to the dark power of these fallen angels, can also appear in various forms? Folklore and fantasy represent this in witches and werewolves, but there's more than just imagination involved here. This belief is prominent in the occult and witchcraft throughout the world. Slavic folklore tells of sorcerers using incantations and other magic to transform a human into a wolf, the werewolf, And in ancient myths, the demigods were known to transform into various creatures, including both known animals, creatures assigned entirely to myth and hybrid forms. Among the Navajo, there's a belief in skinwalkers, that shamans or warlocks can use spells and rituals to shapeshift into other creatures like coyotes. One account from the Navajo reservation tells of a rancher who shot a coyote, and then a local man showed up to the hospital with a gunshot wound. This may sound fanciful or unbelievable to some, but such accounts come from former law enforcement with strong credibility. Then there's an example from a biblical account. In Exodus 7, magicians in Pharaoh's court were battling with Moses and Aaron to determine whose god was more powerful, and the magicians changed wooden staffs into serpents. This wasn't a parlor trick, and if they can change an inanimate object into a physical creature, why would it be crazy to think they could change themselves into another type of creature or being? Could this shape-shifting ability using dark magic be the origin or basis in reality of the reptilian hypothesis popularized by David Icke and others? Some people claim to have seen humans shifting into reptilians. The idea is that they are truly a reptilian race disguised as humans. In some theories, they are an alien race of reptilians. But what if it's the opposite of reptilians disguised as humans? What if they are humans who have engaged with the dark arts, appealing to the powers of the fallen angels, and because of that have transformed into another form? So what's the purpose of fallen angels and the humans who serve them to take on these different forms? The satanic agenda is to deceive, but ultimately to distort and mar and destroy the image bearers of God. And yet the strange manifestations of these authors of confusion and fear may also serve another dark purpose: to mock the Creator by twisting the natural order, merging man and beast, and heaven and earth. Each twisted appearance becomes both corruption and mockery. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to watch more videos of the mysterious, the overlooked, and the forgotten.